I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen. And today we're going to be sharing with you my recipe for classic chocolate chip lunchbox cookies. And I call them a lunchbox cookie because they're big and they're cakey and they're satisfying. So let's go see how we make these delicious chocolate chip lunchbox cookies. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and get started right away, and we're going to start dropping all of our ingredients in the bowl as we go along. So what I have in the bowl right now is 2 sticks of butter. That's a ½ pound. Yes, this is softened. I'm also going to add, if it will come out, I have a 1.5 cups of brown sugar and a ½ cup of granulated sugar. And I have my Bosch set up with my cookie paddles, the metal drive, and the bowl scraper. This is going to save me time and it's going to allow the machine to do all the work for me. We're going to go ahead and get the butter and the sugars creamed together. Alright, you want to beat this for about 3 minutes, and I'll show you why. Do you see how light it is now? It's not brown at all. It's a very creamy, it's almost a, a tan color beige, so that's where you want it exactly.
That tastes awful by itself.
It probably does, but don't stick your finger in there. Okay, now we're going to go for 2 eggs, one at a time. And make sure this is completely mixed in. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of vanilla, or thereabouts. This is one of the reasons I love this mixer so much, is it incorporates things so quickly and thoroughly. It's just wonderful. Alright, now, if you like, you can mix the dry ingredients together by themselves ahead of time and just set them aside. But right now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add the salt and the baking powder, baking soda. Baking soda.
You always do that.
I do, I always do it. But the recipe you can refer to on my website will have the correct measurements and ingredients. Get that mixed in there. And then we're going to do 3½ cups of flour, just all-purpose flour. This just briefly to get that flour kind of incorporated before we start really beating it together. The last thing we're going to add is 1 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And we're just going to briefly mix this on low speed until it's incorporated. And there we go. Alright, now I'm going to get rid of the mixer and we are going to dole out these cookies onto a baking sheet. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our cookies on the baking sheet. And we're going to drop this not by 1 tablespoon, not by 2 tablespoons, but by 1/4 cup scoops. These are lunchbox cookies. And that's one of the reasons that I'm calling this series that I'm going to be doing a lunchbox cookie. Because they're big, they're chewy, they're like the ones that you get when you go to the mall. And they're always what I imagined would be the type of cookie that, comes out of a lunchbox that your mom makes. So, actually, I'm probably going to put 8 cookies per sheet. Just like this. And I have my oven preheated to 325 degrees. You don't have to touch them past this point. Into the oven they go for 18 to 20 minutes. That's because of their size and their density. So we'll be back when it's time to bring these out. All right, it has been just about 18 minutes, and these are ready to come out of the oven. When you can smell them, you need to check them, and I highly recommend that you have a timer set. Now, you can see that these are puffy, and they're just ever so slightly beginning to brown around the edges, and that's how you want them. You do not want to remove these from the baking sheet for 10 minutes because they're still cooking. The heat that's radiating from your baking sheet is going to continue to cook these until they're perfectly done, and they're still going to be chewy in the middle. They're going to have that moist denseness that you desire in a chocolate chip cookie, and they're going to be great. All right, there you have it. A delicious tray of big, puffy, cakey, crispy, classic chocolate chip lunchbox cookies. So delicious. You know what they taste like. Come on, I'm not going to fool anybody. There is nothing special about this recipe except that it's the one I make. And we really love it. I don't make these cookies very often, but I knew that I had to share them with you. Simply because it's that time of year. Back to school, I always want to make cookies for the girls' lunch boxes, you know. So this is what we do.
I think we still need to test one.
So we need to try one? Is that what you're saying? All right,
just to make sure.
I'm going to take this. This one's still warm. Many of these have cooled off all the way, but this one is the one that was cooked last. I'm just going to break it open for you. Now, Rick says this is what he remembers, the style that his mom used to make.
Kind of.
They're puffy and cakey, and that has everything to do with the addition of the extra egg yolks. And these are crispy around the edges, but they're just so satisfying. My mom always made chocolate chip cookies that were flat, and they were so buttery. They weren't always hard. They were soft, but I really like my mom's version too. But this one is, you know, grown on me. So I'll let Rick have that. It has a beautiful texture. It's got a really nice crumb to it.
That's just heaven.
And it's soft, and it's cakey, and it's everything I think you want a chocolate chip cookie to be. It's just delicious. It hits all those notes. It's salty. It's
sweet.
It's sweet. It's buttery. It's perfect. So, I hope you give these chocolate chip lunchbox cookies a try. I know that you're going to love them. If you do try them, take a picture of them and share them with me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. I always love to see it when you guys try my recipes. So, I hope you give these a try, and I hope that you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!